Hi, welcome back. Thank you for clicking this video. Last time we looked at Psalm 1 and we saw how really that psalm sets the overtone or the tone for the whole book of Psalms, the two paths we can take in life, that of the wicked person or that of the righteous. We'll be looking at Psalm 46 today. In the intro video to this series, we talk about the Psalms do several things, one of which is they give comfort and they give hope. Psalm 46 is one of those Psalms. And as we've done in the past, we're going to read the psalm and we're going to make a few quick observations about this text and some applications to help us ingrain this text in our heart and live what the text and live what God is trying to teach us here. And as we've done in the past, we're now going to read Psalm 46 and make a few devotional applications to our lives. So starting in Psalm 46 and verse 1, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear though the earth gives way, though the mountains be moved into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble at its swelling. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy habitation of the Most High. God is in the midst of her. She shall not be moved. God will help her when morning dawns. The nations rage, the kingdoms totter. He utters his voice, the earth melts. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Come, behold the works of the Lord, how he has brought desolation on the earth. He makes wars cease to the end of the earth, and breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the chariots with fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. You know, it doesn't take much for us to be distressed and bewildered with the world we live in. You know, one of the most ironic things that exists in our world is we'll turn on the evening news and the anchor will say, "Good evening," and they'll begin to tell us every reason why it's not a good evening. Especially in our present time, we're very full of anxieties and fear and stress, and it feels like we have no control over anything. And to some degree, we're right. But this psalm tells us, and as the psalms often do, it tells us one fundamental fact that we can take, we can internalize, and we can meditate upon to get us through tough times. And that simple fact is there in verse 1, that God is our strength and our refuge, a very present help in our times. And the psalmist goes on the rest of the psalm explaining how that very fact can get us through, well, I would say anything. The psalmist goes on to say, though the mountains shake and they roll into the sea, though the nations are roar and though nation fight nation, God is our refuge. You know, for us, we could look at, making our own applications. Though the stock market may give us whiplash, and though our health may fail, and though our jobs may disappear, God is a present help in times of distress. The psalmist doesn't try and answer all the questions we may have. The psalmist doesn't even try and say why the nations are in uproar and why we are distressed, why are we discouraged. The psalmist gives us hope to make it through our discouragement and our fears. And the psalmist ends this psalm by a reminder. He starts with that fact that God is our refuge. He moves on around verse 8. He asks us to consider the works of God. Consider his nature, how he is steadfast, immovable, faithful, just, and righteous, and how he will help his people. The psalmist ends and reminds us in the end in verse 10, be still and know that I am God. So in those moments when we are feeling anxious, that we have no control and everything is out of our grasp, those are the moments we need to pause, step back, take a deep breath. Consider who God is. He is faithful. He is righteous. He is just. He is merciful to his people. Once we meditate upon that, we know who God is. We need to be silent, be still, and know that He is God and He does reign. And nothing can change that. Thank you for tuning in, and hope this video was encouraging to you. Encourage you to check out the other videos in this series. And with that, have a great week, and God bless.